What's going on, y'all? Chris Bone here from Meat Off the Bone. Welcome back. Today's kind of a special day because, well, welcome back to you, of course, and also a quick welcome back to, ta-da, Tracy, the older sister that I had like months ago. She was in the area. She needed to get some files taken care of, and she found out what I was doing today, and she said, "Well, let me help you out." I'm like, "No problem." Earlier in March, I did a how to make the cheese sauce for a macaroni and cheese. Well, I'm gonna go and kind of expand on that. And it's a totally different process, but it's still a cheese sauce. But today we're gonna be making queso Blanco. If you guys don't know what that means, it means white cheese. It's gonna be whitish. It's not gonna be quite white, but it's not gonna be really like macaroni and cheese yellow. So Queso Blanco, it's gonna be Southwest. I will be putting in some of the traditional ingredients like the jalapeno peppers and the pimentos and garlic and some other seasoning. But I'm not gonna do it on the stove because, let me just say that you have to watch when you put the milk in so closely that if you start seeing too much steam coming from the milk, it's automatically burned on the bottom and it's ruined. You have to start all over. I know how to do it. I highly doubt you know how to do it if you're watching this video. So we're gonna do it in the microwave. It's gonna take a quarter of the time and it's gonna taste the exact same, and it's so much easier that anybody can do it. You don't have to worrying about the stove and worry about temperatures and stuff like that. That's for restaurants and people who like to waste time. So let's get started. Okay, we have a blender out. That's for pimentos and our jalapenos. I'm gonna put some garlic powder in there, and when you put them in the, I'm not gonna put a lot in. It's just gonna be a kind of like, not really a garnish. It's gonna be a flavor, but it's not gonna overpower the cheese. It's just gonna give it kind of a hint of a flavor, like a little spiciness to it. When you put it in the blender, as you'll see, you don't want to over blend it so it turns into salsa. You just want it chopped evenly. And it's a whole lot easier to put them in the blender for 2 seconds than it is to keep on chopping with a chef's knife, which I'll do no problem, but you at home, I'm just showing you the easiest way to make this, and you can use it for anything, like a party or a get together. You bring it to your friend's house, or you can eat it on its own. It's so good. You'll see. All right. Well, first, this is about maybe a cup of sharp cheddar. Now, all of this cheese. This is my sandwich cheese that I usually make for like my egg sandwiches. This is Swiss. This is just cheese that I had lying around the house. And you know, whenever I have cheese lying around the house and I don't want it to start, you know, either getting like ashy or, you know, that moldy, you know, of course you can eat moldy cheese and just cut the mold off. I don't even want to get to that point. If I find cheese like this is a jalapeno jack, I think I opened this up last week, and I have no idea what I'm going to do with it. Brought it with me. Let's make cheese sauce out of it. Cheese sauce, trust me, if you have cheese sauce in your house, or I'm sorry, not cheese sauce, queso. If you have queso in your house, it's not going to last long at all. I actually have some, I made some Parmesan the other day, some chicken Parmesan. These are actually Parmesan, shredded Parmesan. This is the best that you can buy, unless you buy a regular Parmesan and shred it yourself, which is a total pain because it's such a hard cheese. Get it shredded like this, best. Grate it, it's good. It is good, better. Everyone has seen sliced American cheese, Kraft American singles. You know, everyone's heard of it. Well, have you all ever seen actual American cheese not sliced? It's called loaf. It's called American cheese loaf. You can find it in stores. It's going to be cheaper, than sliced cheese because you have to either slice it yourself or you have to grate it yourself, which isn't the funnest or the, you know, most neatest process to do. But since I have some, I wanted to show you all what it was. This is the exact same thing as this American cheese you put on your sandwiches, it's just not pre-sliced like you're used to seeing. This is what it actually looks like. So we're gonna grate that. This is about maybe a cup and a half. This is about a quarter cup. And I'm not using all this, I'm just putting this in because I can. Get this top piece off. I don't like the way that looks. Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, this is Tracy's fork. It's my trusty fork that you all know about. Considering I'm gonna put in about maybe a cup of milk per cup of cheese, maybe a little bit more milk because it is white queso, and queso is on a more liquidy side than a regular cheese sauce, which when it gets cool it hardens up to like well, you know, it's kind of hard to scoop. But queso is always, even liquid form, is very dippable. In cold form, you can scoop it up like maybe a soft ice cream. So I am guesstimating, but it's going to be about maybe a 1-to-1 ratio, 1 cup of milk, or I'm using heavy cream and 2% milk. If I need to use more of each, I have more of each of in the back if I need. Usually I just use heavy cream. So it's going to be, this is about maybe a cup. This is a cup and a half. This will be maybe a quarter of a cup. So, and then whatever this will be another half or a quarter of a cup. So I'm going to say cup and 2 cups. That's 3 cups. So I'm going to make 3 cups of liquid. It doesn't matter which it is, but this is just to start off. Okay. If it's too liquidy, I'll put more cheese into. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot about this. This is just for flavor. This won't even make a quarter of a cup. This is just for flavor. But I will add more cheese. If it's too liquid, I'll add more cheese. If it's too dense, if it's too firm, I'll add more liquid. It's got to be on when I cook it. It's going to be soft. It's going to be smooth. It's going to be the consistency of really thin pancake batter. Okay, that's my goal. It's cheese. I like cheese. So, considering I have about an average of 3 cups of cheese here in all, I'm going to put up maybe a half a cup of sliced. How do I get these out?
Use your fingers.
I'm not going to put my fingers in the jar. I mean, that's just. Well, I won't want it. Anyway.
You sure you want to use that much?
Well, yes.
Okay.
This is about maybe a half a cup. Maybe 3/4 of a cup. I'm going to mix these in.
Okay.
You hear that little pop? When you hear that little pop, the pressure is no longer built. Open it just right up. So if you have trouble opening it like a pickle jar, just bang the top on a hard surface. You're going to hear pop. That means the pressure's gone. It means it opens up. I will be using the jalapeno juice, but not the palmetto juice. I just want the palmettos. I'll leave the juice in with the palmettos. The palmettos isn't really going to give it much of a flavor. Well, some people like them. Yeah, they're not very. It's really for color. Really for color and consistency. They're good, nice little. They're like soggy bell peppers. If we want more, we have more. Garlic powder. I will need a spoon. It's another trusty fork. Don't really need a lot. Maybe a small tablespoon. bowl. I'm gonna show you. We don't need a whole lot. Oh no, didn't mean to do that. But I didn't want it to, that's what, 1 teaspoon, 2 teaspoons, 3 teaspoons, 4 teaspoons of just the juice of here. Usually if you're not using any jalapeno peppers in your queso, use vinegar, white rice vinegar. And the top, put some. I lost the top.
I don't see it at all. Oh.
I thought it was black. It's white. Maybe I should edit that out. Maybe not. Ah! People laugh whenever I make a fool of myself. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is shoot this in right in the blender, along with the juice. And keep your bowls because we're going to be using them again. And if you have a pulse, use the pulse. I shake it because I'm trying to get everything off the sides. So you don't want to turn it on. You just want to mix it so it's evenly chopped. I don't know how well you can see that.
Pretty good.
All right. That spoon go. Tomatoes. That didn't chop very well, but that's looking good. If you get a mouthful of jalapeno in your cheese, good. That's what you want. You might actually make a little bit more. This might not be enough. But I'd rather have not enough than too much, because you can always add, you cannot take away. All right, that's done. Let me grab my huge bowl. And Miss Assistant Tracy, would you please give me a hand?
Why, yes, I will.
All right, what Tracy's gonna do now is gonna use the grater. We have a 4-sided grater here. You have a fine grate, big grate, weird grate, and that's slice grate. Just use a regular grate. That's the grate that everyone's used to using. And since it's American cheese, it grates real easy. And it's however, you don't have, there's no certain way of doing it. Just get in there. Just get in there and do it. That looks great. And it will take forever.
You said this will be about equivalent to a cup?
Yes, that's gonna be about maybe a cup and a half.
Okay.
But it looks a whole lot more because of the air, because of the volume. You see how much it looks like?
Mm-hmm.
That right there is only like maybe a half a cup. I go by my cups of not the shredded, but by the solid form. So if I took that solid form and melted it and put it into a cup, and then had it solidify, like cool down, and then grated it, it looked almost the same as that.
Well, that's helpful. I'm glad you explained that.
Yeah.
I was
Well, a
looking
lot
at,
of chefs, some chefs don't do that. Some chefs go by the grated by. See, it's personal preference.
Okay.
I'm not saying I'm better than everybody, and some people might totally disagree with me. Like, I mean, okay, if I'm doing it wrong, but this is the way I've been doing it my entire life, and I think I've been doing something right. Because my stuff's good, and you guys know this. That's why I watch it. And if you have like a little small piece, you can just pop that in your mouth. That looks good. Didn't take long at all. Let's knock this off. Ooh, I was gonna eat that. That's cheese. Cheese is mine. Cheese. Good old American cheese. Straight from Wisconsin. Home of the cheeseheads. and a Green Bay Packer.
Here, so you don't put your fingers back in there. You want that?
Yeah.
I got another piece here. Okay.
If you have a little piece left over, that's called the chef's cut. You can pop that in your mouth.
I don't want to pop it in.
Okay. That's good. That's good enough. We just popped that thing in the sink.
Is that pretty good?
All right. Yeah. See, that's about.
Now, do you want me to do this one too?
Yes, please.
In the same?
Mm-hmm. And this is our pepper jack cheese that she's grating. We're not going to grate the Swiss because it's already sliced, and all we would do is just tear that up. You're doing a wonderful job.
Why, thank you.
Yeah, it's all going to get melted. Grating it, you don't have to grate it, but some people like to chop it into like little squares. I grate mine because they melt up so much more evenly than it would if you're just using 1 inch by 1 inch squares.
I'll tell you what, this pepper jack
It's
did not grate as easy. Maybe because it wasn't as big of a block.
It wasn't big as a big block, and you know, it's no big deal.
Okay.
We just throw that in the second sink over there. All right. Now we're gonna take the cheddar, mix that in. Take this, mix that in, and then take off a couple of pieces and just lay them on top. Yeah. I'm gonna need more milk. But this is, like I said, this is just the beginning. It's just the basic basis of the foundation of the queso. That's good enough. All right. Now there's no trash can. There. You can use any type of milk you like.
You want a big spoon or?
Nope. We're gonna use our forks.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now, so we get the microwave open. It doesn't seem like long, but everybody's microwave is different. So, but my microwave is really, really powerful. I'm gonna do mine in spurts of 45 seconds each. We're gonna 45 seconds, take it out and stir it. See the consistency. 45 seconds, bring it out, stir it, check the consistency. 45 seconds, stir it, until I feel it's necessary if we have to add or subtract or add or whatever. But let's do the power. Turn that. And start. All right. As we wait on that, we're gonna clean up our work spot, and we will see you in 45 seconds. This is just 45 seconds. You can see the milk. Cheese is kind of soft. How it's not quite melting, but it's just getting to the point of being soft enough to actually melt. When it does start to melt, you're going to see that the cheese, the dairy product will separate from its milk source to its oil source. So you'll see like a lot of yellow up top. It looks like butter. You can actually see it kind of in the light here. If I move it, you can see it's almost glistening right on the top there. You can see almost like oil.
Yeah.
That's it separating. All right. You don't have to do much. Just put it back in another 45 seconds. You can do it for a minute. I do 45 because my microwave is so powerful. But a minute does not hurt. I mean, you can check it at any time, but a minute safe, 45 seconds safe. After this one, as soon as I see it starting to melt, I'm gonna add the mixture, the vegetable mixture that we have, because I have a feeling that we might be making a little bit more.
So with queso, you don't add any tomato to queso?
You can. I don't have any.
Oh, okay.
If you really want to make a good queso, you can add like a really chunky salsa. Queso can add really anything. Just it's cheese based. Excuse me. All right. See, yeah, it's 45 seconds. Look at it now. Now it's really starting on.
Come along.
Yep. It's looking great. All right. We have this. Can I have the? Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead because I have a feeling I'm gonna need a little bit more. So at least I don't want whole jalapenos. Ah, yes.
Oh, no, Chris, that's looking good.
I need whole dill weed right there, dill weed. Dill will give it a it has a picklish flavor to it.
So how much?
You don't want a lot, maybe 2 pinches. You don't want it to taste like pickles, but it's really it's almost a queso staple. That and celery salt, which I'll be putting in after I get this out of the microwave again. But you can see how the cheese is melting, sticking to itself. I want to get the milk that's always on the sides integrated with the melted cheese as best as possible. All right, another 45 seconds to go.
No celery salt, you said?
Celery salt is right here in front of us. And you notice I have not put any salt or pepper in because the cheese itself is salted. The celery salt, of course, it says salt on it. Everything's salted. Don't add salt. You can add pepper, but don't add salt until you try it. Then add your salt. I say that in all my videos. Unless it's like, fish or something, then of course add your salt. Come on, if you're making something without any salt in it, add salt. All right, oh, that's smelling nice.
Looking good too.
Yep, and if you look at it, this is the consistency that you're looking for.
Yeah, I don't even think you need more milk, do you?
I don't think I'll be needing more milk. I might actually need some more cheese.
Well, the longer it sits, it's going to thicken up a little.
And also, the longer it sits with the jalapeno melody in there, it's like almost like stuffing. You make it, let it cool down, and all the flavors kind of meld together. It's really cool how that happens. But this is literally what you're looking for. I'm going to put it in for another 45 seconds because the softer it is, the easier it is. I can still feel not really the hardness of any cheese down there, but I can still, it wants to stick together here in the middle, but it doesn't at the ends. It doesn't want to. Not as much. I want the entire thing to equally. This does smell that.
Yeah, that smells really good.
Yeah.
I can smell the garlic. I could, yeah.
Of course, that's the first and main ingredient, or dry ingredient, shall I say. And of course, another 45 seconds. Did I put the celery salt in?
No.
I feel sheepish. Not a lot. Maybe a teaspoon. There we go. I might put the rest of these in just for color's sake. Whenever you want to do something like that, take the lid, turn it upside down. So you don't have to waste any type of a
Paper towel.
paper towel or anything like that. juice in there. I think that looks good enough. Pardon my mess of my sink. Yes. This is exactly the color scheme that I want. This is the consistency that I like. This might actually be a little bit too watery. I might need to put more cheese in. But it's all right. I have enough. And a little secret, if it does become a little bit too watery and you have any type of grated Parmesan cheese, add a little bit of grated Parmesan cheese. That works wonders. It'll actually thicken up in front of you.
It's a nice little tip.
Yeah.
Do you have some?
I do, but I'm not going to use it because I'm just going to use this and then put it back in here because I'm not going to be using more cheese. I want to see what it tastes like.
Okay.
Put a couple of chips in here.
That's what I was doing.
Thank you. She read my mind. Chips that she's putting. No, not that. Well, give me you can. I'm not going to eat that many. I'm going to have like maybe 2 because these are so. But for the video.
So is that the right consistency, Chris?
Is it being so hot?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Because it is going to thin out. The hotter it gets, the more thin it gets. You just want it to be evenly mixed in, and I don't see any of the Swiss that I just put in. So they've all really melted. And as this cools, it will get thicker, kind of like a gravy. It's really thin at first, and as it cools, it gets really, really thick and hardens up a little bit. But since there's such a high milk content in there, it's not going to fully harden, not really fully harden like this cheese. It's still going to be kind of viscous. Oh, that looks great. Pardon the dirty bowl.
Smells really good too.
Throw this into the wash. All right, well, we're back. Ladies first.
I'm sure it's going to be nice and hot.
It's going to be quite hot. You might want to blow on that. Just to let me know, does it need more cheese, more volume, more thickness? And what's the flavor like?
Oh my God, it's perfect. It's perfect. It's really good.
Okay. Yeah. So as it gets cooler, it's getting thicker. This is what you want. And all this is melting cheese.
It really is. You like it? What do you think it needs?
These are these are black bean chips. I'm getting a lot of the black bean. I want to try the cheese by itself.
Okay.
Yeah, the black bean's kind of overpowering. I can taste the cheese, but it tastes good. But I want to be because I don't think there's enough jalapeno in there.
I think there's enough. I got a big chunk of it. I mean, it depends how hot you want to make it, you know?
It doesn't need any salt. Could use some black pepper.
What about tomato?
I got the.
I know you don't have any, but maybe is that what it's missing, or what you think it might be missing?
It's not really missing any of the like the. No, actually, that's.
I think that was really
It
good.
is. It is. You can taste the spice of the jalapeno. You don't need any more jalapeno. You definitely don't need any salt. You can if you're looking for it, and you know what you're looking for, you can taste. You can find the celery salt. You can find the dill.
What about the garlic?
The garlic, you can smell the garlic. Garlic's a must.
Yeah.
If you didn't have the garlic, you would so miss it. I think I'm gonna leave it. I think this has come out quite nice, and well, there you have it. I wish I could. I'm going to describe a little bit more, but the Tostitos chips is what I'm missing. Like a nice good corn chip. The black bean chips are good, but I think that's what my palate is expecting.
Yeah,
is a good corn chip. The cheese, the queso Blanco came out really, really nice. Really, really nice. I mean, you have a little tiny bit of a spiciness in the back of the jalapeno.
It's perfect consistency.
The consistency is not nice. I mean, even though it is kind of on the liquidy side, but it's just because it's so hot. When it starts to cool down, especially at a party, it starts to cool down. It becomes almost like a ranch dip. It'll stick to your cracker.
The bowl here.
Yeah, see how this is kind of starting to cool down.
Yeah, it is.
That's perfect right there. And since it's not too hot, it won't burn your tongue. Anyway, Tracy likes your chips.
I like my cheese. But I'm with you. I think the corn chip would.
The corn chip, you think?
Which is what we're missing, exactly.
I mean,
That's
that's what we're used to.
You know.
These are good, but I'm
Yeah.
just used to the corn chip.
Exactly.
But the queso came out really, really nice. Well, now all of you know how to make the queso in the microwave, and it only took, well, not even a half hour. Wow, simply wow. I mean, what would you do without me? Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for helping, Tracy. I'm sure I'll see you again. That's a very colorful, festive, summery shirt you got going on right there. It looks almost cheesy. No pun intended. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Anyway, my name's Chris Bowen. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. If you like anything, give me a like and a subscribe down below. Have a great and wonderful day. I will see you all later.